Yo, Pokemon Pit. This is Revengeboyz here, and I'm bringing you a Wi-Fi battle. This against my good friend and rival Major Maru, and I decided to throw in my first Pokemon Pit video today because this match was pretty interesting actually, where tables were turning and things went down to the max. And as you can see from my opponent's team, Major Maru, he has a Chandelure, and when I see those, they could be either Choice Scarf or leftover set with substitute. Also his Gligar, I know that's going to have Eviolite, and there's nothing I can do to really stop it apart from just hurt it hard and hit it heavy. His Ordino, I think that's his mixed wall because I have faced it before, and he tends to use it in a variety of tiers, and in UU especially it's quite a strange thing to see. His Shaman probably is going to be a normal special attacking one or a sub elite seeder. Suicune is probably going to be a C-Mind, a Fizzy-Coon with C-Mind and all those shenanigans, and his Blastoise, that is going to be his spinner due to the weakness Chandelure has to rocks. So I hope you guys enjoyed that intro, and we are going to get straight into the action right about now. And he starts off with his Suicune, and I go into my Azelf. I go for the U-turn, thinking it's just a smart way just to scout out what the hell he's gonna do. And I go into my Porygon 2 just to take whatever hit. He goes for the Hydro Pump here, and that is surprising to me as I never really see a Suicune with that move. So I go for the Toxic, but obviously he predicts that and goes into Gligar. He switches out again into Chandelure, predicting me to go into Xatu, and then he goes into his Shaman, surprisingly, and I go for the T-Wave, trying to T-Wave it, but he goes for the substitute. Then I see Swords Dance, and I'm just like, oh my god, a Shaman with Swords Dance, I just can't believe it. So he goes for the return because that's the only move that can really hurt my Shaman. I go for a Nightshade just to get a bit of damage on it, and I am starting to begin to get afraid of that thing. I go out into Troubles just to take the return well, and I know it can take a Seed Bomb from where it is, so I am just going to roar it out because it's the safest thing to do at the moment. I don't want that thing sweeping my team at any stage, so it drags out his Suicune, and I'm just like, oh god, this thing out of everything on his team, so I have to get the hell out of there and go into Henry VIII. And it's funny because it's a girl, but I named it Henry VIII, which doesn't make sense. He goes for the Calm Mind, and yeah, he goes for an Ice Beam, and I go for a D-Dance, and Ice Beam does a fair amount, so I should go for an Outrage now. I was fearing the Roar, but he just keeps attacking me to do as much damage as possible, and I know that will be a 2-hit KO with Outrage, so bye bye Fizzy-Coon. And I get confused, but I do carry the Lumberry, and yeah, I go for another Outrage on his Ordino, and it takes it well. I was actually surprised. I was thinking it would be on a lowish red, lowish orange, but it took that fairly well. So I go into Nido Queen, and I go for the T-Spikes. He switches out to Blastoise, obviously predicting that, so he's just going to spin, which is just going to be a nuisance. He goes for the Scald, I go for the Ice Beam, predicting Gligar to come in, but that doesn't happen, and now he switches out to Gligar, and I go for the Toxic, and oh, it's just so annoying because he knows the behavior, the way I play and the behavior I have, so he managed to predict that very well. I go for the Wish as he goes for the U-turn. If Gligar wasn't as slower than Shaman, I would have predicted a U-turn, so I would have T-Waved. I go for the Protect just to see what move he's locked himself into, and now I'm going to switch out into my Porygon 2, thinking he has Flash Fire, but really he has a Flame Body, and I'm just like, oh my god. Goes for a Fire Blast and misses, thank god, otherwise I would have easily been a 2-hit KO. He goes for a Fire Blast, and then I stack up with Recover. Goes for a Fire Blast again, and he misses. I go for a Discharge, but no bloody hacks. He goes for a Fire Blast again, and it's doing a ton load, so now I know that it's definitely, it must be choice specs, because the damage it's doing is absolutely monstrous. So now he goes into Shaman. I go for a recover, and I think now he's gonna set up a sword zone, so I'm just gonna go for an ice beam to just do as much damage as possible and clear this thing out before it clears my whole team out. So 2 ice beams should be enough to kill this thing, definitely. And he's just gonna go for the stab seed bomb, which will do a fair amount, and I just go for the ice beam and knock it out. So cute isn't so cute anymore. Now instead, he goes into his Chandelure. He goes for an overheat now, which absolutely caught me off guard. Like, Fire Blast and overheat. Major Maru, you're going crazy. But anyway, I go into Zapdos, and now he predicts the T-Bolt, and that's what I do. But luckily for me, I have Hidden Power Ice, and that is gonna rape that bat / Scorpion, whatever it is. And yeah, so now he goes into Ordino. I should have went for the T-Bolt, but I wasn't sure how well trained the special defense was, so I didn't do it. Couldn't be bothered to risk it. He goes out into his Chandelure, and obviously I'm going to predict that and T-wave it so that it will be slower than everything on my team, and it won't be so much of a nuisance really. I go for the Nightshade and he gets power haxed. I switch out to sack my Nidoqueen, but he gets haxed again, which is even better news for me now. And I'm just going to go for the Earth Power, but he's going to switch out into his Ordino again. And it does, and this isn't even trained in special attack, but the Earth Power still does quite a bit, which is surprising, meaning that his special defense I don't think is well trained. So he goes for the Hill Bell, and obviously that's going to remove the status his Chandelure once had. And now he's going to withdraw back into his Shieldon, known as Blastoise, and I'm just going to go for a layer of Toxic Spikes. And now I think I'm going to switch out, predicting him to go for Rapid Spin, but he goes straight for the Scald, and that is actually surprising. And yeah, I'm going to go for a T-Bolt. I was thinking it would kill it, it should kill it, but no, it doesn't. It lives on a smidgen, and now he's just going to Scald with plus the Torrent. It's going to do a lot of damage. Here I thought, yeah, I could just go and roost, but he goes for the Aqua Jet, and I'm just like, what the hell? Now his Blastoise has Aqua Jet, and then this that's like Major Mario sets just catching you really off guard. Some weird sets going on. So anyway, I just go for the Nightshade with Shaman, and that will take care of that Blastoise. He goes out. I just go for the Protect just to see what he's gonna do, and he Shadow Balls. So really, I'm just gonna switch out here and just sack Troubles really, because she's done the job. She's laid the Stealth Rocks and the T-Spikes, so really she's done the job really. So yeah, I go out into Azelf. I just go for the Zen Headbutt because I was fearing the U-turn wouldn't kill it from where it was, and then that would mean I have to sack something else again. So now his Ordino is his last Pokemon, and things are just going to get weirder and weirder. I have Shaman and Azelf left. He has his Ordino left, which is his last poke, and things are going to be getting very, very weird at this point. And he goes for the Hill Bell, obviously removing the poison. I go back out into Azelf, and I wished it so that the return, it would cancel the return damage. So now I'm going to go for a Trick, but Ordino does protect itself, and now I'm going for the Trick again. I'm going to give it a Choice Scarf, and wow, he has leftovers. And I go for the Zen Headbutt and it misses, and that's going to play a very, very important role in the game. And now he keeps going for return because now he's locked into it, and I know return has tons of PP, so really there's nothing I can do at this point to stop this Ordino. And I'm just going to go for the Protect just to stack up health, but his Ordino gets paralyzed here, which is going to be a shame for him and a benefit for me really. And I go for the wish again. I'm just gonna go for protect. Can't touch it as Zatu's only fighting move is Nightshade. And here it's just down to a PP war really, and things are just gonna get boring from here. The match was intense throughout until now, and then I was hoping for a para hacks here, but he just gets to return in, and that'll be myself dead. I think that was a bad play, but at the same time I couldn't do any damage to Ordino in any way, so I don't know. Maybe you guys could decide at the end of the match who could have won or who should have won. So we couldn't be bothered to go into PP stalling, so we just both called it a draw. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. I hope this video will benefit Pokimoshpit and probably myself. And that'll be Revengeboyz signing out. Peace, guys.